Welcome to Ultimate Awesomeness Podcast. We're here on our 15th episode. So here's it's me, Stephen Laura, and my co-host Zach. Huh?
Woo!
Oh, I was like, what was that? Yeah. So getting ready to start the show right now, and
I like it. Let's do it. Jump straight into the news.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
The first news I'm gonna talk about is Ray Winston is cast for unspecified role for Black Widow.
Right. Don't know who that is.
Me neither. And apparently, he's from a movie. He's been in films called The Departed, Sexy Beast, and he just finished a film adaptation for Cats.
Yeah. Still no idea.
Still no idea. Never seen any of those movies.
No.
Oh man. And this is unspecified role, so that doesn't help.
It gives us literally no information about this movie.
Yeah. Oh wow. And I looked.
Is Black Widow the next Marvel film to come out?
I guess so, because I think because they started filming it, and they've been doing casting for it as well. I think it will be the next movie.
Alright, well, I guess I'll look forward to figure out who this Ray Winston is.
Yeah. Who he play as. I guess I'm curious. And I looked into IMDb, never seen the movies he's been on, so I don't know him. I'm not sure, because I know Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 won't be filmed until James Gunn is done with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guardians 3 won't be until like 2020.
Yeah, it got delayed because he's doing that movie.
Yeah.
Doing double dipping it. In Marvel and DC.
He's making them both great.
Yeah. Okay, the next news is Doctor Strange's final issue got pushed back a month, and I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I noticed this series got canceled, so they decided to have Doctor Strange number 20 as his final issue. It's coming out in October.
Yeah.
October 2nd now.
Okay. Is there any issues in between now and then?
There's issues with. I've been reading the series. I really actually like it. I just I have mixed feelings about the recent story arc. It's with Galactus and Dormammu. So yeah, it's been okay. It's just it started out strong. I really did like the parts where Doctor Strange is going in space to find like magic again. Like he was using, since there was no magic on Earth, he was traveling to other planets to get magic from where the other planets are, because each planet has their own type of magic. It's something like that. So he was traveling the world trying to gather other planets' magic and use it for himself.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that when he got back to Earth, the stories just started to get boring, and I could see why.
Yeah.
It didn't do so well and only lasted 20 issues. And the description for the final issue isn't much. It says, an event so epic shakes Doctor Strange to the core and makes him completely reevaluate his life and his role. The event is so huge that this makes up the last issue of Doctor Strange. That is so vague. That doesn't tell you anything.
That feels like the description for every event that's ever happened ever.
Yes, every final event.
I guess good on him.
But yeah, I was hoping Mark Waid would actually improve on the series, but I guess he didn't. Oh well. I at least like the new costume and the new female character that he did introduce in this series, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I just hope it actually finishes pretty strong and see what's the new storyline after the Galactus storyline, because I don't see what's the new storyline that's after that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the next news is Red Sonja's new film has a new writer and director,
Okay.
and this time is Transparent creator Jill Soloway has signed to write and direct Millennium Films' Red Sonja.
Okay. I don't know who Jill Soloway is, and I didn't know there was a Red Sonja movie happening. But good stuff.
I really don't know anything about Red Sonja. I just know she exists, and I know she used to be part of Conan. That's about it. But then they separated the two licenses. So
Okay.
yeah, I know Dynamite owns Red Sonja, and Marvel owns Conan. Yeah. So yeah, just Marvel just took the license for Conan recently. Before it used to be was it? I think it was Dark Horse. I'm not sure it was Dark. I think I wasn't sure if Conan was Dark Horse or Dynamite that had it first or whatever. It's either one of those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just know they gave it up to Marvel. So it said there Jill Soloway's work is Amazon's Transparent. She was also executive producer for 6 Feet Under, United States of Terror, and How to Make It in America. Still doesn't help. Not even.
Yeah.
She also filmed. She also filmed Afternoon Delights. Doesn't help either. So yeah, I just hope that this person is actually better than she's actually better than Bryan Singer, because when I heard that Bryan Singer was to do this movie, I was not looking forward to that. I really don't like him as a film writer or a director. I just never liked his work. Never liked his X-Men movies. Never liked the Superman Returns.
The first couple of X-Men were good.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have a different opinion. That's all.
Well, yeah, okay.
It's okay. You can like those movies.
I mean, they're very 90s. But I think they have a little bit of a charm to them.
Yeah, I just don't like the X movies because they're like nowhere near like the comic books.
No, they're not. That's fair.
Yeah. To me, that's not Marvel's X-Men. That's just something else.
No, that's Bryan Singer's X.
Yeah, the only thing all I like was from Fox is Logan and Deadpool.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm probably half in that boat as well. a lot of director movies are pretty awful.
Yeah.
Thank God they're done.
I know. You saw Dark Phoenix and you didn't like that one.
Yeah, it was rough. That was even my brother, who likes every movie ever.
Oh, he didn't even like it, and that means it's bad.
Very bad. This is a guy that likes Suicide Squad.
Oh, I like Suicide Squad. What is that supposed to mean?
It's bad. I don't like it. What else did he like? I don't know. He liked a lot of bad movies, though.
Is Red Sonja a stripper? I don't even know. I never read Red Sonja.
I have not read her either, but in this picture she's not wearing very many clothes.
It says that the heroine's journey is repairing the divided feminine. The wife and the other woman confronting each other, mom strip her. I don't know, because it said that she has been prominent in what they call a heroine's journey.
Right.
And apparently it has to do with Red Sonja. I don't think so. I don't know. Forget it. Not even bother talking about that. Anyway, I'll move on to the next one. The next one is, what is it? There's a new Red Sonja Vampirella ongoing. The story starts in 1969 and is supposed to be timed perfectly with her 50th anniversary. She's still new to Earth and adapting to the world, and she finds herself attracted to supernatural and paranormal mysteries, and she runs into a character named Red Sonja, plucked out of time and clueless, and they go on an adventure together and fight a whole bunch of, I guess, it says only for space-time shenanigans befall them. So I guess it's like a time travel story. I have no idea. But it seems pretty interesting. I don't know anything about Red Sonja or Vampirella, but
Yeah,
I did. Oh,
go. Anything about any of these characters or writers or anything, but it sounds cool.
I just remembered that I did read a crossover from Dynamite that had Ash Williams from Evil Dead. It had Red Sonja, had Vampirella, and had a whole bunch of other characters that were in the Dynamite universe. It was a pretty okay crossover, and it was kind of the same thing. That Red Sonja was displaced in time, that she just appears in present time where all these heroes and they just team up and fight the bad guy. So it was okay. I actually enjoyed it. I forgot what was the name of the crossover. Terrible with this. I just know it was years ago. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna check it out, but it looks interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if I could look it up. What was the name of it? But it's called A Prophecy.
Okay.
Yeah, I read that and it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it. Yeah, it had Red Sonja, Vampirella, Herbal West, Ash Williams, Dracula, Panthea, Athena, and Dracula's daughter Eva. That's a lot of characters. Jeez. Yeah. It came out in 2012, so yeah, it's been a long time. Pretty much it, and they said the person who's writing this one was coming out in September 2019. Yeah, it's Jody Belair, and the art is by Drew Moss.
Okay.
I'm familiar with Jody Belair's coloring, which she is a good colorist, but I'm not really familiar with her writing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I'll see what happens. And I don't know Drew Moss, but the art in the judging by those pictures there, they look pretty good. They don't look that bad.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. It sounds pretty cool. I'm interested. Okay,
the next news I'm gonna be talking about is Old Guard movie details. There's a movie called Old Guard, and it's based on a comic book. It's coming to Netflix, and it's gonna have.
I get this one.
Huh? You get this one? What do you mean you get it?
I get this movie.
Oh, you could actually see it. That's what you mean.
Watch it.
What, you thought it was like a DC Universe thing?
I'm just used to not being able to watch anything.
See, Australia sucks, like you said.
It gets frustrating sometimes, man.
Poor Zach. Apparently he's got Chitwell Ejiofor. I never know how to say his name, but it's a guy from Black Panther who plays You don't want to play Black Panther. Then there's Harry Melly and Veronika Nego has joined the cast of Old Guard. Their roles are not specified. Apparently, Charlie Theron is also in the movie. That's is based on a Image Comics title by Greg Rucka and Leonardo Fernandez. And I've never read this comic book. Apparently, it takes place in the 21st century. It says old soldiers never die and some don't even ever fade away. Cursed with immortality, Andro Mache of Cynthia Skyta and her comrades in arms ply their trade for those who can find and afford their services. But in the 21st century, being an immortal is a difficult secret to keep, and you live long enough to learn that there are many fates worse than death. So I guess it has to do with immortal. I don't know. In the 21st century, is someone cursed with immortality. And they said the movie is written by Gina Prince Bythewood. So I don't know. There's not much to talk about with any of these people. They're very unfamiliar. The only person I know is the actor who played Black Panther. I do know the actress named Charlie Theron. I think she was in Fast and Furious, and I'm too sure. But
Yeah, and she was in Mad Max as well.
yeah, she was in Mad Max, so I am familiar with her.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see, yeah, so I guess the movie would be good if it has to have those two actors.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll check it out when it comes on Netflix. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. And this is gonna be released late 2019. They don't have an actual date yet. Hopefully it'll come on 2019, not 2020.
Yeah.
All right. The next news is Batman is in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I'm surprised I didn't actually hear of this.
Oh, really?
Well, I didn't hear this until...
I just find it weird that a fictional character is gonna be on the Hollywood of Fame. I noticed a couple of characters do have one. I just forget that there's fictional characters on that place. 'Cause I've been there. I've seen the Walk of Fame. Yeah, it's okay. It's just how much names on the star on the floor, the street that on the sidewalk that you walk on, and it's kind of hard to look at each name that's in there because there's like so many people.
Yeah, and a lot of them you probably wouldn't even know.
Yep, that's true.
Because there's a lot from just 60s westerns or whatever.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of old people's names in there.
Yeah.
And it's a tourist attraction, so it's kind of even worse.
Yeah, it'd just be flooded with people all the time.
Yeah. Apparently, there was it says here in the news article I'm reading from Newsarama that Snoopy has been part of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, there has been other fictional characters. That's the only one they listed. It says numerous fictional characters, but the only one they listed was Snoopy. But yeah. I guess they decided to put Batman in the Walk of Fame because there's been so many Batman movies over the years, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say probably of any...
Yeah, he has more than any character.
Would do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he has more movies.
Either him or Spider-Man, maybe.
Well, Spider-Man only has the 3 Spider-Man movies and 2 Amazing Spider-Man.
What, 7 now?
And then there's Spider-Verse, and then there's
So there's 8.
There's Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home. I think that's it. I didn't count that. I just said them all.
Yeah, that's definitely 8.
Yeah, that's definitely not more than Batman, I think.
Actually, I think it is.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah, it is more than Batman. Because I know there's 4 Batman movies.
Yeah.
And
then the trilogy.
The Dark Knight trilogy, yeah. That's 7. Yeah, so it's only 1 extra.
Until we get Robert Pattinson. He's behind. He's lagging behind.
Yeah, he is, sadly. Unless you want to count Batman v Superman.
He's on 7.5. We'll give him half.
Yeah, because it's like a Superman movie as well.
Yeah.
I could say it's a Trinity movie because it has Wonder Woman, so I don't know. Whatever. See, I guess that's cool. The next news is DC's replacing all of their imprints with a new system. They're getting rid of Vertigo, Zoom, and Ink.
Okay.
And they putting them to three age labels. There's DC Kids, DC, and DC Black Label. So DC Kids is gonna be aimed for readers 8 to 12. It'll be incorporating the DC Zoom titles as well as other cartoon-based titles like long-running Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
I guess the DC Black Label will continue with mature material for readers age 17 and older. So I think the vertical titles will go on DC's Black Label.
Yeah.
And he said that there's still Young Animals, Sandman Universe, Wonder Comics, Wildstorm, Jinx World, and Milestone will still continue. But they'll follow a different category, I guess. It's just weird because the Sandman books were part of the Vertigo comic books. I mean, they were part of the Vertigo imprint. So I don't know if they're just going to change it to DC imprint or whatever.
Yeah.
And it said they haven't decided where the Vertigo titles will go, but they're not going to be, it's not going to be called Vertigo anymore. So they're abandoning these names. This is not the first time they got rid of Vertigo because I remember when the New 52 started, there was no Vertigo titles. And they took a few years to relaunch Vertigo.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to be the last of Vertigo. People were like, I know when this news was announced, people were getting depressed to see Vertigo go. Yeah. And it's like, Vertigo's been gone before. They can bring it back some other time. It probably won't go away anytime soon, or maybe this is could be gone for good. Who knows? I'll see how this new imprints is gonna be organized. This doesn't give that much details. It just says they're not gonna have those 3 imprints anymore. So I'll see how this works out, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, because I did read that they said that the Sandman books are not going away because I do enjoy them, and I was hoping that they don't go away.
Yeah.
Because when I read this news, I was like, oh my god, I hope they're not canceled. And then on Twitter, I read that they're not canceled. They're just changing the imprint, so they'll probably go to a different imprint. That's about it. The book's still going. And I kind of knew that Vertigo was going to end up going away because they decided to make a whole bunch of those internet social justice warrior books. They were like very political centric books that I didn't enjoy. The only one I enjoyed was American Carnage, and that's the one that had more issues than all the others. So it already had gained attraction. And I am going to be talking about it in this podcast when we get to the books. Because I did pick as one of the books I'm planning to review. So you'll hear about it. So yeah, that's pretty much for this news. So I'll go to the next one.
Alright.
I don't know, Vertigo. I don't know why DC and Vertigo decided to do those social justice warrior books, because that does not sell well, and it didn't, and it made the imprint fail completely. Oh wow. The next one is Verotika. I don't know how to say this. Film is getting release date. I guess it's being made.
Okay.
It's based on a long-running comic book called Verotika. It's gonna be a horror anthology film written and directed by Danzig. Yeah, Glenn Danzig. It's coming out October 31st. It's gonna be a Halloween themed VOD release by Cleopatra. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, but whatever. The film cast includes Alice Hang, Ashley Wisdom, Kate Cross, Natalie Borowski, Rachel Ann Aline, Scott Hopkins, and Sean Keenan. Don't know these people either.
No.
So yeah, I don't know what to say about this movie. I never even heard of the comic book, but
No.
so yeah.
Me neither. I'll probably watch the movie. And then maybe that'll help get into the book.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a horror anthology, so this is why there's gonna be a whole bunch of short movies.
Yeah, okay.
I guess that's how it's gonna be. I don't know.
Right.
I guess we'll see what happens when it comes out.
Yeah.
The next news is the Mueller report is coming with a comic book. I don't know why, because it's just something that probably not comic book fans would actually care about. Because it has to do with something political, and I really don't follow what the Mueller. I didn't follow what the Mueller report was, but I did hear some of it, but I didn't really care too much about it. I just found this odd that they're making a comic book out of it, and it's just...
Yeah.
I think apparently people just think that anything with Donald Trump sells. And it's like, oh, let's make comic books out of it. This would be a great idea. Oh my god. And it's coming from IDW. It'll be written by Steve Doohan.
Right. Yeah. Don't know who he is, but...
It says fighting the spin spewing forth from both parties and political pullets, and check out this graphic novel that brings 400 pages legal documents down to size. Wheeler and Doohan in graphic form bring life scenes, details, and reports from the infamous Trump Tower meetings of 2016 to Trump's exclaiming, "I'm fucked," upon finding out he was the subject of investigation. It's a report in a graphic novel. Okay. I guess that describes it. And that doesn't help with me. I still have no idea what it's about, but okay. And I think it's supposed to be a comedy. I don't know. It looks...
It doesn't look to be taken that serious.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a comedy because you see Donald Trump in his underwear. Yeah, see the guy with the magnifying glass, and Donald Trump is in his underwear and the magnifying glass. Whatever. It looks funny. That's all I can say.
Yep. I don't know. I don't really know if anyone was asking for a Donald Trump comic book, but...
Well, I know in comicsology there is tons and tons of Donald Trump books in there. Yeah, it apparently has a... I don't know. It has a following. Huh? I don't buy them. I don't know. I just see some ridiculous Donald Trump books in there. Like, it's not just one. It's like more than one. It was straight up bananas. I'm surprised that he even has so many books. It's like there's one that's like he's like a Hulk looking character and he's like orange. So he turns to like an orange Hulk. I even typed Donald Trump comic books and he seems to have some. And there's even like a book called Trump Titans, which he's like a superhero with a bunch of other people. I don't know. It's just so weird. Oh God, this is fucking weird. Anyway, I'll see. I don't know if I would check that out, but whatever. Oh man. So the last news for today is Scooby Doo Guess Who cartoon trailer and details. Yeah, it already premiered. It came out June 27, 2019. I had to check it out.
Okay.
It came on the Boomerang streaming service. So I might have to. I'm gonna check if it's in the Vern service. I know Vern had. I do have Vern, and I know they had something Boomerang. So I'm not sure if it's in there. I'll check from myself. But yeah, it's good. It came out June 27th. New episodes roll out weekly. Season finale will air on Thursday, September 19th. It's a Scooby-Doo cartoon that features a bunch of guest characters. You have like Chris Paul, Saya, Wanda Sykes, Ricky Garvis, Wonder Woman, Weird Al Yankovic, Kenan Thompson, Steve Urkel, Penn and Teller, Batman,
What?
Jim Garfin, Abraham Lincoln, Sherlock Holmes. So yeah, it's gonna have a bunch of different characters for each episode, and I think this is pretty interesting because it reminds me of Scooby-Doo Team Up, the comic book, and I know that I said that it got canceled last week, and I was kind of disappointed about that. So this will fill me up my empty void of not reading Scooby-Doo Team Up anymore.
That's right.
So yeah, I saw the trailer. It was pretty interesting. Looked pretty funny. And I really do want to see Wonder Woman, and I do want to see Wanda Sykes and Steve Urkel. So I'm looking forward to that. And me and my boyfriend was hoping that maybe one day they'll do a crossover with Mike Tyson Mysteries, even though that's adults. So I don't know how would that work out. Because I actually like that cartoon. It's pretty funny. It's an Adult Swim. Is there anything you find interesting about this?
I didn't really know it was happening, so I'd be interested to see if I can even watch it. If I can, I'd be down. Bloody Scooby-Doo was my childhood, so...
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's obviously my childhood too.
I couldn't get enough, man. I loved it.
Yeah, I really want to see Weird Al Yankovic in there too.
Yeah.
See how funny that would be.
Chris Paul. Oh, there's some funny stuff in there.
I don't know who's Chris Paul.
He's a basketball.
Oh.
It's so random. Like, I don't know what...
How you know that person?
Come on, man. I love basketball's alright.
Yeah, but that's American basketball.
Oh.
I'm surprised you know him.
It reminds me of some of the old cartoons. Like, I remember I used to watch one on like VHS where it was a Batman and Robin crossover and stuff.
Yeah, they've done this before. They used to have crossovers. So they're doing it again. There's nothing new.
So yeah.
But it's exciting to start doing this again. At least I think so.
Cool. John DiMaggio is there as Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that's the voice actor. Yeah, I know that voice actor. He's pretty good. I just can't wait to see Batman with voiced by Kevin Conroy. That's gonna be fun.
I'm surprised they managed to get Kevin Conroy to do it. That's really cool.
It is really cool. There's some people I don't even know though, like Jim Gaffigan. I don't know who that is. Or Penn and Teller.
No, they're like some magician dudes or something.
Oh.
Yeah. They've got like a show where it's like people trying to see if they can do a magic trick without them figuring it out. They're not that exciting.
Oh.
They're just two old dudes, really.
I don't know how...
Everyone who loves Penn and Teller.
I do know who Kenan Thompson is, the guy from all that, and
I don't know who that is.
from the he's in Saturday Night Live as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a
Side.
he's one of those Nickelodeon kids from from the 90s.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No wonder. Okay. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the good burger kind of thing, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know who Saya is. No, don't know who that is.
She's the singer with the...
Yeah, I heard she was a singer, but I don't follow that too much.
No, me neither.
Only listen to rock music, so
Yeah.
whatever she sing is way out of my purview. So yeah.
Oh, she's Australian.
Oh, she's Australian?
Apparently.
You should know her then. You should know her more than Chris Paul.
Oh, no. I'm a disgrace.
Just kidding.
She's from Adelaide, though, and Adelaide sucks.
I'm surprised you even know who Chris Paul is. So what, you watch basketball?
Yeah, I'll watch a little bit.
Oh. No, Australian watch American basketball.
Yeah. Well, I don't like the Australian basketball. It's kind of...
Do they have basketball over there?
Yeah, we've got basketball.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Not massive, though.
Wait, is it not good though?
I don't know. It's not as good as the NBA.
Oh,
Even like college basketball, but it's okay.
okay.
We're doing it.
Alright, so now I'm going to be talking about Jessica Jones Season 3.
Okay.
Yep, we're finally here. I have mixed feelings about this season. It was good all up until the last episode.
Right.
The last episode ruined it for me. And my boyfriend and I liked the last episode too. We were both like, what the fuck did he just do with the last episode? I even checked on Reddit and no one liked it the last episode, so. Because the thing is, they decided not to give the characters any closure.
Yeah.
So. So they made the characters go back and forth for nothing. It was so.
Is this your least favourite season?
I guess so.
Okay.
Because I did like season 2. I mean, I did like season 1 and 2. And season 3, I do like it, but it's just, it's very flawed.
Yeah.
And I did like the villain. I did like Salinger. Yeah, he was a great villain. I just didn't like how, I did like Trish, how she was written in the beginning of this season, but then in the end, I did not like what they did to her.
Yeah.
Because it started getting worse. Because she started going after Hargoff, the lawyer. She was having a relationship with Kitsch, some ex of hers, and apparently Trish ends up grabbing she ends up grabbing her girlfriend and for Horgaff to because the thing is, Horgaff had worked with Salinger. She was defending him as his lawyer, and Trish didn't agree with that because he's a murderer. She's apparently Horgaff has ruined a lot of people's lives, and Trish thought that she needs to be a savior and stop all the bad guys. So she went to go grab her girlfriend and like held her hostage, and Hargoff said that to let her go. I'll do anything just to like let her go. And then Jessica Jones comes and actually stops her from doing anything. And
Okay.
I remember they end up taking Trish to prison at the end. So yeah, it just gets real complicated at the end because Jessica Jones wants to leave and she's on her way to leave New York. And then once she goes to the train, she decides to go back to New York. She doesn't leave. And I was like, that was pointless. Why did you even have that scene where she walks all the way over to the train station just to walk back? That was pointless. Like, she gives the keys to Malcolm for him to take over, and all of a sudden, at the end, she changes her mind. He's here walking back away from the train station.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. Yeah, that's why I did not like that last episode. And I was liking Trish because I do like her ideals that, she felt like she was Punisher for me.
Yeah.
Like, she wants to go after the bad guys. She did kill Salinger, and I was happy about that. I was like, hell fucking yeah, kill that fucker. He's a murderer. Fucking serial killer kill like fucking so many people, and Jessica Jones is like, no, do not kill him. It's like, shut up, Jessica. You kill Kilgrave, so what makes a freaking difference this time?
Yeah, she spends a lot of time in that show.
Yeah.
Questioning the morality and stuff.
Yeah, and it goes back and forth forever.
Yeah, it's like, that's a cool arc for maybe one season, but you've done it for 3 now. Come on.
And oh my god, there was some gruesome things in this season, and I was not really expecting Dorothy. I already spoiled everything for you, Zach.
It's all good.
What is it? Yeah, Trish's mom ends up getting killed by Salinger.
Okay.
That's why Trish was going after him and wanted revenge to kill him because he kills her mother. And Jessica was trying to stop her going on her revenge path because it's changing her as a person. And I understood some parts of why Jessica wanted to stop Trish, because apparently Jessica feels that killing someone is never fun, because she killed Kilgrave and she still to this day isn't happy that she did that. She feels, I guess, regret or hates herself for it, and she doesn't want Trish to go through the same thing. So I guess I can understand that. And I guess she views Jessica as like it is her adoptive sister. So I guess she doesn't want, it's like some family protecting kind of thing. Is just that I feel like Jessica's being a little bit overprotective because the guy's a murderer and she ends up putting Trish in prison. I just didn't like that. I didn't think that she needs to put Trish in prison because she actually killed someone who's worth to be killed. But I guess the law is a law, and she did commit a crime.
Yeah.
So I guess she has to pay for it. Whatever. But this season was really crazy. I was really hating on a Hargaff, but that is her character. You're supposed to hate her. So she was doing her job well. But yeah, I was really hating that character because she goes defends a serial killer without even caring. She just wants her business to go all the way up. She wants to have money, and that's all she cared about. And it's just, she wants her girlfriend back, and she didn't give a shit that she drive the boyfriend away, and he ends up committing suicide.
Shit.
Yeah, the girl that she was going out with had a boyfriend. I mean, he had a husband. But yeah, she had a husband. Say he has a, no, it's she. Yeah, she had a husband, and the husband was using, because they made a foundation because their child got killed, and he ends up using that money for something else, and that apparently ruins the relationship, and she ends up going with Hargaff, and she finds out that Hargaff lied about her disease because Hargaff has ALS, and she doesn't tell her until like the last 2 episodes, and that causes a little bit of drama. It's just, I don't know. Another thing that bothered me is that this character doesn't even die at the end. So it's like you set up this drama of her dying of a disease, and you don't even kill her off at the end. So it's like, okay, she's still alive. So what was the point of giving her dying disease that is gonna kill her off, but you don't even do it? It's just like, where's the closure? It's like all the characters started. They started back to the status quo. They started right back where they were in the beginning of season 3. It just felt like this season was pointless. The only characters that had closure was maybe Trish and Malcolm, because Malcolm he's no longer working with Holograph. He was in the beginning, he was working with her, and then towards the end he quits the job because he doesn't like that she was defending a serial killer. He was like, she was being a lawyer as a serial killer, and he didn't agree with that, so he quit the job. And he ended up cheating on his girlfriend. He ends up having the new person that he cheated on his girlfriend with as his new girlfriend, living on the house with him. And he decides to take over Jessica Jones' PI investigation. I mean, yeah, the PI organization, private investigator place. He ends up taking over. So, well, he's not gonna take over because Jessica ends up walking back, and it just ends there. Her walking back.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing, I did like Salinger. He was a great character, even though there was times where he felt very defenseless, and that got kind of annoying, but I dealt with it because he was a serial killer, but it looked like he wasn't that much of a dangerous serial killer. Like, he was a really bad serial killer. Like, he killed like 10 or 20 people, but every time when it comes to fighting Jessica would just like throw him across the room, and that would be like amateurish for compared to her. Like, he had no skill to go up against her. Like, the only skill that he had was manipulating her, but that's about it. When it came to action, he could never defend himself against her.
Okay.
And the thing is that he'll get away with it because Jessica doesn't kill him. She just lets him get away. It just, that part just got me annoyed. It's like, just fucking kill him. You kill Kilgrave, just kill this guy too then. And I did like the character Mindwave. He was pretty interesting. There's a character that was like a love interest for Jessica Jones, and I didn't know this character. I had to look in the Wikipedia, and he was apparently a low-level telepath. And it seemed like in the TV show he had the same thing. So he only was able to, I guess, see what the characters like feel underneath. Like, is it their guilt or if they have any empathy? And I guess he see that Salinger lacked empathy, and he never really cared for what he does. He's very dangerous. Oh man, it was crazy when Jessica ends up finding out that it's this close family that Salinger knew, and when Jessica Jones goes over there and speaks to the family, they end up finding out that Salinger ended up killing their son and hiding it. That was crazy. He ended up hiding it under like some, I think it's like some, I'm not sure, it's a water fountain thing. It's just funny how Jessica picks it up and that his body is right there, and it's just, wow, that's just crazy. And the thing is, the parents thought that he went out on vacation and just never came back and never contacted them ever again, when in reality he was dead the whole time.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, that's fucking depressing. So yeah, there is a lot of things I did like this season. It wasn't totally bad. It was just the last episode that was bad. Yeah. So I enjoyed it. I would give it a 7.8 because I was going to give it an 8.0, but the last episode ruined it, so I'm just going to take away 2 points. Okay. Yeah, because Jessica started from square one. She's already working for the PI. Didn't move her anywhere. And Horgraf is not dead. She's still alive. Still has ALS.
Yeah.
And she's no longer with the girl she was trying to get with. Yeah, they broke up. And it's just like she's back to square one because she was by herself. I mean, she still has her company, but she got a girlfriend midway the season. So they broke up. Now she has nothing. She has no girlfriend. And it's just back to square one. It was like so annoying. So her and Jessica had no progression.
Yeah, that's a little bit boring.
And the thing is, I do find kind of interesting is that just at the end that Kilgrave ends up like she has like, since she has PTSD, what motivates her to go back to New York is Kilgrave telling her that she shouldn't give up. This is not who she. Because the thing is, Jessica Jones got represented as a hero, and because she was able to put Trish in jail, and she got viewed as a hero. And the Kilgrave said that that's not who she is, which I agree. She doesn't. That's one thing I did not like all this season is just that Jessica Jones ends up. I mean, I don't mind that she be a hero, but what bothers me is that she liked the spotlight, and that doesn't fit with Jessica's character because she doesn't like people's bullshit. So it's like, why would she want to be in the hero spotlight?
Yeah.
So it just felt kind of weird. Because to me, I just felt like Jessica Jones will be a hero, but she wouldn't be like a famous hero where everybody celebrates herself. I mean, her being a hero. I don't think she would be okay with that. I never seen Jessica like that. Not in the comic books. I don't know why they even went to this direction in this TV show. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was pretty fun, exciting. So yeah, I actually enjoyed it. Trying to see if there's anything else to talk about. I did like there was one scene with Trish when she wears the old costume. She actually wears a comic book accurate Hellcat costume.
That's cool.
And look, she was like trying different costumes. And she looks in the mirror and she wears the Hellcat costume and she says, fuck no. So she doesn't wear it. She wears something else. But it's just so funny because, like, yes, it looks horrible. Thank you. Do not wear that shit. I don't care how comic accurate it is. Because people swear these fucking classic costumes look so great on TV or on movies. It's like, no, it won't. Stop dreaming. But it was a funny Easter egg, at least for me. I like that.
Yeah.
And I do like...
Oh, that's fun.
I do like that. I like Hellcat's powers. It's pretty interesting. She has like cat-like powers, and I wish she had those powers in the comic books. I did read up on about that. Because I found out that Hellcat used to have like when she started first appearing like a couple of times, they made that her suit gives her powers. Like she had night vision and they gave her like cat-like reflexes and like it was a suit. It wasn't her getting the having the powers, is the suit that gave her powers.
Yeah.
So this was tuned up a bit in the TV series. And the thing is, they retconned that in the comic books, so now she has no powers. And to me, she's just a plain old Catwoman character. So that's like boring. I think they should give her back her cat powers. I think it'll make her different than Catwoman or Black Cat. Because now she's just a plain old superhero who's fighting a cat costume with no powers. Her having powers actually makes her unique, I think.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And and also Salinger, he was not the same fool, because he's supposed to be Fool Killer, and his name was the Third Fool Killer, and the Third Fool Killer was a good guy. He wasn't a villain. He was more like, he was a psychiatrist, but he was trying to see if villains want to do actual good after they get out of jail, and if they're not actually doing any good, he will actually kill them.
Right.
So yeah, he was like using psychotherapy for the villains to see if they actually turns a good person. But if he saw no good in them, he would actually kill them. He had like a 5-issue miniseries. I actually enjoyed it, but it only lasted 5 issues because he was not that much of a popular character, and he appeared in Merc for Money, which is like a Deadpool series with Deadpool has like a whole bunch of a team of mercenaries where he pays them and they do jobs for him, whatever. And he's a pretty interesting character. And then they have, because I found out there's more than like one full killer. It's like 4 of them. And it seems like they used the first like maybe 2 full killers because they were actual villains. They were actually kill people. They're like serial killers. And they was like psychoanalyze people and then kill them afterwards after they just psychoanalyze. So I noticed they were that character Salinger was based off of the first full killer, is not the current one. I thought I had mixed feelings about that, but I got over it, and this is like, okay, I'll just pretend this is the first full killer, not the third one. Yeah, because then I noticed that they switched the names up a bit. Like has a personality of the first full killer, but he has a name of the good one. So it's just like kind of weird that they set it up that way. I just didn't get that, but whatever. I don't know what else talk about from this show, but I enjoyed it, and I'm kind of sad that there's not gonna be any more Jessica Jones or any Marvel Netflix series.
Yeah, there was some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
I would like to support some of them.
And I'm hoping that if Jessica Jones ever does come back, like if it comes back on Hulu, to not have the same writer for this. I honestly think they should just change the writer for Jessica Jones, because I don't think because this season was a mess, and to have the characters have no closure and have Trish, because the thing is I want to see Trish to be an actual hero, and to me it felt like the characters were going back and forth multiple times, and it's just, I don't think the writer she probably ran out of ideas. I know it's a female writer, but I forgot her name. But
yeah.
I don't think she has a clear centric a good idea to write a 4th season. I don't really trust her as a writer again. I think I'd rather have someone else as a new writer for the season, and because I wish Trish is better handled, because the thing is she's a hero in the comic books, and she doesn't even have those ideals, but I don't mind those ideals. It's just that they've written her up like she's the bad guy, and I just didn't like that Jessica kept telling her she's the bad guy, and she finally admits she's the bad guy in the end. And I don't like how this show tries to manipulate that the main character of the show is always right, that the main character is never wrong. And I hate when shows are written like that, and it's just whatever. It's just like it has a bias on the main character because it's her show, so her opinion matters more than anybody else. And they don't, it's kind of weird, because it's like I want them to look at the gray point of view, not in the black and white point of view, and it seemed very black and white to me when it came to like Jessica, because she was always right for every little thing. It's just like whatever. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to talk about. So, yeah, I did not like the back and forth with Jessica and Trish. It was getting me annoyed. And it kind of makes sense with the Hellcat, like Hellcat going on like a revenge path. So the Hellcat name actually makes sense now. I know, because in the comics she did have hell powers from Damien, but then they got rid of those, and now she has regular powers. No, she has no powers. Not regular. Yeah, that's what I meant. So now I'm gonna move on from Jessica Jones season 3.
Okay.
And move on. Now talk about the comic books.
Let's do it.
Yeah, the book I'm going to talk about right now is Age of X-Men Next Gen number 5. It's the final issue of this series, the mini-series, and I actually enjoyed this one. I would give it a 8.0. It was about the younger X-Men, the younger generation of X-Men. Like, yeah, they had like Armor, Glob, and Anano. I don't know how to say his name, but yeah, Glob, Herman, Anano, Armor, and Rock Slide. They were Because the thing is, the extremists found out that they were taking drugs to reveal what the real world is like and telling everyone that this is a fake world. So the extremists found out they were doing something illegal. They were on the run. And sadly, the extremists end up catching them. And the sad thing is that they end up going to jail and everyone forgets who they are. And the thing is, they don't even remember each other, and the only person who does remember everything is Glob. Like, for some reason, Psylocke cannot erase his mind, because I guess the wax, because he's like a pink wax monster like thing, and I think the pink wax has a protective shield from telepathy, so no one can actually read his mind. So he knows what's going on more than anyone else. And what's kind of sad is that he feels bad that he put his friends through this situation about being on the run and trying to make everyone find out that this world is not real and they need to get back home, and this is a fake world by X-Men. He ends up, since he got them in so much trouble at the end of the book when he's in the prison, and he noticed that everyone forgot who he was, he said they've got to keep it like that because he doesn't want them to get hurt again. He saw that how much they were hurt before, and he doesn't want to do the process all over again. So he got to just deal with him being the only one that knows everything that's going on, while everyone else has forgotten about it. And it's like, wow, that's pretty dark for him to feel that way. Yeah, so I kind of felt real bad for Glob Herman, this book. I actually enjoyed this book a lot. It was pretty interesting. Ed Bryson really knows how to write these characters well, and I'm glad that he put these characters in a spotlight, because these characters rarely get any attention in comic books.
Yeah.
And yeah, because the young generation always gets like cameo appearances, and they always have books that focus on only the original X-Men characters, and like, I mean, the ones that everyone else knows, and like the Jean Grey, Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, Gambit, Rogue, Psylocke. It could go on, but it's the X-Men that like were in the cartoons or were in the blue and gold team, and there's always those prominent X-Men that always get the spotlight and the attention, and the newer generations never do, and that always disappoints me that they barely get any recognition. And for me, I feel like they need to have some time to shine, and that book actually gave them that. So that's why I always enjoyed it. It was a really fun book, and I'm hoping to see what happens in Age of X-Men Omega, because it's gonna transfer to that book to tell what happens in after all these books. Cause
yeah,
I'm not sure of Prisoner X, because I haven't read the last issue of Prisoner X, so I don't know if these young generation X-Men characters are gonna appear in the last issue of Prisoner X, or are they gonna appear in that Omega issue of Age of X-Men, which concludes everything. So I'm looking forward to reading that. The next one is another Age of X-Men, Amazing Nightcrawler number 5, which is also the final issue of this miniseries, and I actually enjoyed this one. I give it an 8.0 as well. It's mostly about Nightcrawler. He had found his daughter. He's on the run as well. It's funny, it's just like the other one. He's with his wife that he made a daughter with, and yeah, it's with Megan. What do you know what her name is? Yeah, it's Megan actually. But I don't know. It's probably Megan or Megan. I don't know. But anyways, they were on the run. The three of them. They were on the run from a whole bunch of mutants, and their leaders were Mindy Choco and Phoebe Choco, and Celestia Choco, like the Choco sisters, Emma Frost's daughters, which they're just clones of her ovaries, but whatever. They're adults now, but young adults, but yeah, they were going after Nightcrawler and his wife and daughter, and Nightcrawler ends up coming with a deal with one of the Stepford Chocos, and he asks that one of them to why don't you erase my memory and let my daughter and my wife go? And they decided to they end up erasing Nightcrawler's memory, and he goes back with the X-Men, and he has them going back with the X-Men from this universe and act like nothing happened, so he doesn't remember his daughter or his wife. And his daughter and his wife are in the run. They're like still hiding and living together. So this one's also pretty dark. It had a sad ending. And I'm looking forward to see what happens with this Omega. Like, how would it conclude all these chapters? Because they still feel like they're not finished. They still feel like they're not really actually concluded. So
Yeah.
let's see how this goes. But it was pretty interesting. I did like the discussions with the Stepford Chocos and Nightcrawler coming up with the deal, because he was trying to convince them to really give them to a chance and erase his memory.
Yeah.
So it was pretty emotional to actually read it. So I had fun. So the next one is Marvel Spider-Man City at War #4, which is another issue of the Spider-Man video game. And this, yeah. And this one is mostly focusing on Dr. Octopus. So we actually get to learn a little bit more about him in this book. Like, it focuses on him, and you get to see his dialogue talking about himself. And the thing is, we find out the reason why he created the Dr. Octopus arms is because he is losing his motor functions, and like he's like really old, and he's losing the ability to move his body. So he needs something that can help move his body with his mind. Like, I think he's using the arms to help him move much better.
Okay.
So he doesn't have to use his own body. He just uses the arms to pick up things. The thing is, what we find out is that the technology corrupts his mind, and he becomes a villain. So it's like he was a good man, but later on, his jealousy of Norman Osborn increases the machine that is in his head. Because the thing is connected to his head, but so yeah, it kind of corrupts his mind, and his jealousy of Norman Osborn pushes that forward, and he starts becoming like villain-like. But they don't show anything that happens with him like after he becomes villain-like. It's just you see the evolution of that in this book, and it's pretty interesting. You get to see why he hates Norman Osborn, because Norman Osborn stole his tech and used it for his company, and he gets tons of money for it, and it really pisses off Dr. Octopus, which is pretty interesting. I understand that perspective. I mean, I'll probably be pissed off at someone who actually used my tech and got money from it. And there was also a moment, because the last issue, you had Mr. Negative with Mary Jane and a whole bunch of civilians in the Grand Central train station, New York. And they had the bomb there. And what's pretty interesting is that Peter Parker, he ends up teaching Mary Jane how to defuse a bomb. And I thought that was interesting. And I like to see that they're interacting, and it's pretty fun to see Mary Jane and Peter Parker actually helping each other and working things out, and how to defeat, the villain and defuse the bomb. Because what I don't get out of the main Spider-Man book is that Mary Jane is always at home waiting for Parker to come home after fighting a villain, and it's just is, to me that's very distant. At least here they're actually working together, and I actually enjoy that. If they're gonna be together, they should be working together in some shape or form. And the funny thing is that Mary Jane knows that she's fighting with her in herself because she doesn't like. She said that she doesn't like the danger, but she really does because she chases after it, and she likes to be with Peter Parker, even though she said that she doesn't because she feels like it's too dangerous for her. So she contradicts herself, and she knows she's contradicting herself. So I'm hoping the character does accept that this is who she is, and she shouldn't try to like fight herself out of it. So yeah, because I know Spider-Man and Mary Jane end up arguing with each other, and she doesn't realize that she actually does like being around him and going into dangerous things and the life of a superhero, basically. She says she wants to walk away from it, but she's walking towards it. It was a pretty interesting book. I give it an 8.5. I actually enjoyed this one. Yeah. And the art is also pretty good. The art is good in all these books that I've been talking about. They all have good art. So I've been enjoying them. The next one is The Savage Sword of Conan, number 6. And this is the first Conan issue from Marvel that I actually enjoyed, and I found it very surprising because ever since Marvel took the Conan license, the books has been terrible. And
Yeah.
the only one it's the first one I actually enjoyed because the Savage Sword of Conan, I've read that they're gonna have every 5 issues is gonna have a new writer, and since this is the 6th issue, is the start of a new writer, and I didn't like the previous writer, Jerry Duggan. I do like his writing in certain books, but I did not like how he wrote Conan. It was very boring. It just wasn't very interesting to me. But this one is written by Meredith Finch, and I was really surprised how well written this book was because I really don't like Meredith Finch's Wonder Woman. I thought that series was terrible. And she's a new writer. She just started. And I think it's her second book writing. And I actually enjoyed it. I was not expecting it for it to be good. And it came out good.
Okay.
Yeah. And the story, we find out in the beginning that Conan goes to this bar and he's drinking and talking with this guy, and he finds out the guy drugs him and kidnaps Conan and puts him in a gladiator tournament, and he has to fight for like a queen. There's like some queen that has like a gladiator place, and she has people fight for her. And the thing is, what's weird is that the queen actually wanted to have sex with Conan, and Conan didn't want that. He was like not cool with it. It's an interesting perspective because we always see in the previous Conan books, that was before this one. I always saw Conan sleeping with women, and
Yeah.
like he even raped some of them, which is like I wasn't really cool with that. Like it felt uncomfortable reading those, but anyway, he's always sleeping with them, so it's kind of weird that this writer actually did the opposite of that, where he didn't really want to interact with her and just kept fighting he just ignored her and just kept fighting the people that were attacking him in the gladiator field. So he's trying to escape. The storyline didn't finish, so we'll see if he eventually escapes from the Queen's Gladiator Arena. So, because she puts a whole bunch of people there attacking him, he says he has to try to survive. So yeah, I actually enjoyed this one. It was very well done. I did like the art. So Luke Ross actually has some pretty good art there. So I think I'll give it an 8.0. I actually enjoyed this one too.
Okay.
I wish Meredith French was actually writing the main Conan series, because Jason Aaron's writing that one, and that one is terrible. I would have preferred her to write the main one so she could stay as a writer. So I know that she's gonna be gone when she's done her 5 issues, and gonna replace her with a new writer. And it's just that'd be disappointing when her chapter is done.
Yeah.
So it's whatever. I'll pick it up for her story on probably Oni, and then I'll check out the next writer. If I don't like it, I'll drop it. That's it. The next one is War of the Realms, Spider-Man in the League of Realms #3. And this is the final issue of this War of the Realms tie-in. So I actually enjoyed this one, but I enjoyed it less than the others. I gave it a 7.5. And this one, the reason why I gave it a 7.5 because it doesn't even finish the chapter. You have to actually read War of the Realms 6 to get the complete chapter. And I feel like I think War of the Realms 6 is not going to really finish it. It's just going to be like a rush conclusion. Because the thing is supposed to be a conclusion of like over so many tie-ins. I know most of the tie-ins weren't finished. It's like, oh, if you want to know what happens to these characters, read the last issue of this book. And it's just, ugh. At least the Age of X-Men, I can understand how they would probably wrap it up, because it's only like 5 books, while War of the Realms is like fucking like 10 10 tie-in books, and it's like, how are you gonna conclude all of that in one issue? I think that's like a little too much. Anyways, the story for this one, you have Spider-Man and the League of Realms. They're fighting the Dark Elves and Curse. And as they're fighting Curse and the Dark Elves, you find out Curse is actually she's actually one of the members of the League of the Realms, because the League of Realms had an actual Dark Elf. Her name is Waziria, and she was actually part of the team, but then she decides to make a deal with Malekith, like if he gives her protection of her own race, like if she becomes Curse, he would give her protection of her own race, and they'll have a good life in Asgard, and they won't get killed or anything like that. And so she made like basically a deal with the devil kind of thing. She ends up being the new Curse, and the thing is, the Curse has more control than she does. She can't control herself, and she's trying to fight it throughout the whole book. And Spider-Man notices that something is wrong with her, and she's fighting in there. And throughout the whole book, you see Spider-Man, and the fight. What's interesting is that Angel character that he made a new leaf with in the previous issues. She ends up helping Spider-Man get Wizeria out of the curse outfit. Like, they end up breaking the curse and releasing her, and she escapes. So yeah, she's gonna now, at the end of the book, she joins with the League of Realms, fighting the remaining Dark Elves, and it just continues the chapter in War of the Realms, which I haven't read yet, so I'll check it out. I gave it 7.5 because it doesn't conclude the story, but I actually enjoyed it. I did like finding out about Rizia, why she did the deal, and how much she cares about the good Dark Elves, not the bad ones. And it was pretty interesting to see this new Angel character. Like, she had like a lot of character development, and I actually enjoyed that. And that was pretty interesting for her to go through that. So it was a pretty enjoyable book. I actually enjoyed it. The next one is Star Wars number 67. Yeah, next one is Star Wars number 67. And apparently this is the last issue from Kieran Gillen. Yeah, this is the last, because apparently they're going to give the Star Wars series to a new writer. His name is Greg Pak. And which I'm kind of sad about, because I actually like Kieran Gillen's run, and I'm kind of sad to see him go. I don't know. I guess this run ended up not selling that well anymore, so it ended up changing the writer. I enjoyed it. I guess not everyone else did, but it's whatever. So I'm hoping Greg Pak will actually do good and keep the series going. But yeah, I actually enjoyed this one. It's just that it didn't give a very good conclusion. I wish it had something more impact, because it felt like there wasn't that much action. It was more story driven. Yeah. But to me, if it was a big finale, I kind of want both. It was kind of lacking in the action part. I give this one a 7.5 as well. The story for this one, cause the thing is, Leia, Han Solo, and Luke, they were trying to go after Trios, which is a villain that worked for the Sith. They were trying to take her planet down, but not. They wanted to take her, like, they wanted to like only take down the Sith, and they brought someone named Benedict. He was working with Luke Skywalker and Chewbacca, and he ends up destroying the planet. And like, we don't know if the planet is actually destroyed, but he ends up messing up the machine that holds the world together, because because the thing is, the planet is volcanic, like it's a whole bunch of volcanoes, and it's about to, I guess, be destroyed. And there's a machine that holds it together and tries to make it sustainable and probably live a little bit longer. And it's a whole civilization of people there, and Benedict ends up destroying the machine, and everyone gets pissed off at him because now they have to escape the planet and they have to go into safety, and that's what they end up doing. And you see the characters struggle with trying to get out of the planet. Because the thing is, Leia and Han Solo was separated from Luke Skywalker and Chewbacca. They had like two different missions, and they had to meet up with each other and escape, and that was a little bit difficult for them. They had to go through some hurdles and get out. So I enjoyed it, and I thought that, which, I don't know, it was kind of weird that they had one character look like he was gonna sacrifice himself, because they have a character in the book. He's a shapeshifter. Like, he turns to a bunch of different he turns to any alien or human. He could turn to anybody. He's basically like a Mystique character or a Skrull. So yeah, he ends up sacrificing himself to save Leia, so Leia could go escape. And the funny thing is that at the end you find out he didn't die, and he is captured by some weird people that looks like Sith lords. I'm not sure if they are from the Sith, but they don't look like good guys, and I'm wondering what's going to happen with that character. I don't know. I'm hoping Greg Pak has something in store for that character. It was just kind of weird is that they do this whole sacrificing thing, and then you find out the character doesn't even die. It's like, what was the point of doing that whole sacrifice if that sacrifice was all fake? At least give him the big payoff. Like, if you're gonna give him the sacrifice, actually do the sacrifice. Don't fake out of it. But whatever. I actually enjoyed it. It was fun. So the art was good. I actually enjoyed the art too. And the art is pretty much the same. It didn't really change. It was fun. That was pretty much it for that book, I think. So it did give a conclusion to the chapter. I think that's a one least good thing in the book that actually gives a conclusion. So I just wish that there was like an actual fighting scene, like with Luke Skywalker or with any of this, because there was a commander in there from the Sith, and he doesn't even fight. He just ends up escaping because Palpatine gets mad at him for letting Luke Skywalker or Leia ruin the plans and killing Trios. And I wish it was like a big fight scene like between Luke and Benedict, because he wasn't supposed to destroy the machine. I would have liked like at least like a lightsaber battle with them, with each other. Because the thing is, he ends up destroying the machine. They argue, and he ends up escaping, and you find out he survives as well. That Benedict gets out. 'Cause the thing is, we end up, because he said that I'm gonna stay here to destroy the planet and make sure it's destroyed, and he doesn't even make sure it's destroyed. He ends up escaping at the end of the book. We don't know the world is gonna destroy itself, because what we see is the volcanoes erupting, and that was it. Like, everyone's escaping, the planet is still there, but it's going haywire. Yeah, so I don't know if it's still gonna be there. The next book I'm gonna talk about is American Carnage #8. I actually enjoyed this book too. I gave this one an 8.0 as well, and it's mainly in this story you find out Richard. He's working with this guy that has an like a scary Obama mask.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure if you've seen it, but yeah. He has like a scary Obama mask, and he's like, they're sent to kill like two white nationalist people.
Okay.
And they end up killing them, and it makes Richard be uncomfortable because he doesn't like that he has to be forced into working with these people. Because the thing is, Jennifer is his lawyer, and she's like defending him for accidentally killing a black cop. Not black cop, a black civilian. Because he's a cop and he ends up killing a black civilian by accident. And media's gotten attention from him because they think he's a white man, but he's actually half white, half black. He just looks white. He's like, his skin color is more white than black. So he appears like a white person, but he's actually mixed. And he gets bad media attention because of that. And the thing is, his lawyer's father, he's running for president, and you see him running like his political race in the book. Yeah, so he ends up doing the killing for them, like he's working for them because he's the only people that will protect his reputation. The thing is that Richard has a friend named Sheila, which is like she's a black FBI agent. And the thing is, she wants to get Richard out of this situation. So she's trying to do investigations to get him out. And the thing is, at the end of the book, you find out that Jennifer and her father wants Richard to actually kill his own friend. And he's pretty pissed off and doesn't know what to do with that situation, and puts him in a bind. And I want to see what's gonna happen in the next issue, because the next issue is the final issue of the series. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I actually enjoyed this one, and it's pretty interesting to see the character Richard being forced to do things that he doesn't want to do, and I'm hoping that he'll find a way not to kill his best friend that he works, because he has a close relationship with this FBI agent. They're friends, like longtime best friends, and I think they weren't in the field to get they were both cops before. I think that's what the probably case is. I'm not too sure. Yes, I'm hoping he finds a way out of it and doesn't have to kill her. There's also interesting things that the thing is, Jennifer ends up talking to her daughter and explaining the type of person that her father is. Because the thing is that the mother, not the mother, the father is a bad person. Like he's a very like white nationalist person. He uses the N word a lot with the ER. So yeah, he ends up using the N word and calls people that. And yeah, he wants to get rid of the blacks. He's a very terrible person, and the daughter knows that he's a terrible person. And she asks her mom, like, why are you dealing with grandpa? Like, grandpa's a bad person. And she says, grandpa's a bad person, but that's our secret. Like, we have to deal with the way he is. And he's the only person that can help us, I guess, have sustainable life. Or I guess he's keeping them, because the thing is, I know she's a lawyer, but maybe the reason why she's a lawyer because she has connections to him. So I guess without those connections, she'll be nowhere. So she has to force to be working with him. But I don't know. She has the same idea. She acts just like her father. She ain't any different because she also uses the N word and just throws it willy nilly. And she just was messed up. She asks Richard how it is to be black, and it just got Richard very uncomfortable. So I like this book. It really deals with a lot of racism, and it throws it in your face in there, and it's just very intriguing. I like it. It throws it all in different backgrounds and talks about things that people are afraid or uncomfortable to talk about. And I like that this book actually does that. It's like the best political book that I've read for Vertigo that came out of this whole Vertigo. I mean, they was trying to do this whole political direction, and most of the books failed, while this one actually sold a little bit because it was originally supposed to be 6 issues, but they increased it to 9 because it was selling well. So yeah, this is the only good one for me. So, and I think it was good for a lot of people because I'm surprised it lasted to 9 issues. I wish it went longer, but oh well. There's another one I am enjoying, but talk about that in the next podcast. It's called High Level. There's another one, but it came out the week after this one. So I'll talk about that one later. So the next one I'm gonna talk about is the final one for now is Pearl number 10. It's from Brian Michael Bendis. So yeah, this one it was a good one. I gave it an 8.0. It was really enjoyable because you have Pearl. She goes to Japan. She's with her boyfriend. She wants her father to be out of prison, and she doesn't want to deal with the Yakuza running after her anymore. Because the thing is, her mom was involved with the Yakuza, and her father is supposed to be in prison because he was also in the Yakuza.
Okay.
The thing is, her boyfriend works like he's also part of Yakuza, but he's like the opposite of her Yakuza, and they have beef with each other. And thing is, she loves this guy and she has feelings for this guy, and she doesn't want this Yakuza to be involved in her love life anymore, and she wants her father back.
Yeah.
So she goes to Japan to get rid of the organization that works for her mother and her dad. And it's just crazy because when she goes to meet up with her uncle, this part of the Yuzuka clan, she ends up killing him. And because the thing is, she wants her father to get out of jail, and he was like, no, I won't do it. And she freaking kills him. And everybody was not expecting that. The book is very bloody in that scene. It's like you see her fight. She ends up killing a whole bunch of people there, and I was not expecting her to be that brutal.
Yeah.
Like she said, she was really demanding that she wants her father out of jail. She ends up walking out of the place because she didn't really get what she wanted. She ends up talking to another Yuzuka clan that works for her father, and the funny thing is that her name is Nico, and Yeah, Pearl ends up talking to Nico, and Nico ends up telling her that her father is not in jail, that he's actually part of another Yakuza clan, and she ends up running to her father. Yeah, so and that's the end of the book. So I have to wait to read the next issue. So yeah, I can't wait for the next issue. I'm really looking forward to it. It was
Yeah.
fun, exciting. I did like Pearl's interaction with her boyfriend. They had a nice conversation because they were like eating in restaurants and before they go meet up with her uncle, and it's just crazy when she goes meet up with her uncle and see all that blood. And the
Yeah.
artist does a great job with this series. I really did enjoy it. Oh, I forgot there's another book I had to talk about. I skipped it. Whatever. Yeah, the artist is Michael Gatos. So yeah, he did a pretty good job. He does some watercolor painting drawings. It was a really good book. I enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to the next issue. And I know there's only be 2 issues left because the series ends on issue 12. So yeah,
Yeah.
just 11 and 12 coming soon. So yeah, I'm looking forward to how this concludes pretty soon. So the next one is actually the last one because I realized I skipped one. It's Star Wars Dr. Offer number 33.
Okay.
And this one I gave it a 7.5 because I thought it was okay. Because Dr. Afra, she ends up going to she ends up bumping into the rebellion. Like she ends up meeting up with the rebellion, and she notices her ex-girlfriend is working for the rebellion, and there's like some drama there. Like, but the thing is, they don't really go into the drama. It's just like very vague drama. Like they have little bit of arguments, and then they go to separate ways, and then they go to little arguments again. And it's just kept doing that, and it's got me. It's getting a little annoyed. It's like if you're just gonna have drama, don't do bits and pieces. Actually, just do the drama and let it let it have its way out. The thing is, the rebellion wants Dr. Afra to use this lightsaber crystal to make. They want it as like the core of a Death. Because the thing is, the rebellion wants to make a Death Star like planet thing for themselves, and apparently I guess they're using Dr. Afra's technology skills or to build the Death Star thing, and that's what you find on this book. So yeah, she's having complications with her ex-girlfriend there, and what's also interesting is that you find out about like there's like some past interactions with Dr. Afra and her mother, because her mother taught her that there is no good and bad. It's just things that people do, and people are just doing things to get out of a certain situation. So there is no good guys or bad guys, and I can understand why Dr. Afra has no good or bad in her. She's just a person who just tries to get out of any situation. Sometimes she cares about people, and there's certain people that she don't care about. She's always running that thin line that that can cross at any moment. So you get to learn about her a lot more and why she behaves a certain way. So that's pretty interesting. It's just the art was okay. It kind of fell off at certain points. It was very less detailed than the other issues. I don't know why, but it was okay art. I give it a 7.5. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next book. Yeah, that's she's gonna build a Death Star thing for Rebellion. She feels Data ends up feeling uncomfortable about building the Death Star, and she like wants to walk away, so she ends up walking away in the end of the book, but I'm not so sure she's gonna completely walk away. They probably gonna find a way to convince her to come back and just build this thing. That's about it. I gave it a 7.5 because it was just okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you? Is there anything?
I didn't do a whole lot of reading, but I did read Volume 1 of Superman, in the new Superman, in the Rebirth.
Oh, the Rebirth.
Yeah, so it's all about like Superman and his son.
Oh, okay, I did read that one too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's sort of they fight what's his name? It's like an evil version of Superman that's absorbed all of the Kryptonian souls from when the planet blew up.
Okay. Oh, I think it was his name is I forgot his
Like
name.
Or something.
He's like a mummy, kind of like he had like bandages wrapping around him.
No, he's like a robot Superman thing.
Oh, Cyborg Superman.
Yeah.
Then I know there's another Kryptonian that had like bandages, but it's just Cyborg Superman that you saw about.
Yeah, it's like a weird. Yeah, it's a bit weird, but the book's mainly about Superman's son starting to learn how to use his powers, trusting his dad, and that. And it is in a weird universe. Like it's not the original Superman.
It is the original Superman, I think.
Oh, it's like
Cause it's a pre 52 Superman.
yeah.
Cause the new 52 Superman got killed.
Yeah, he dies at the start of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they bring back the original one.
Yeah, that's like, wait a minute. Yeah, they do bring back the original one. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty good. The art's really good.
Yeah. The art does look good in that book.
Yeah.
I think it's Patrick Gleason, I think. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. I do like his art a lot. It's great.
Peter J. Tomasi.
Yeah.
He's like,
Peter Tomasi is a writer.
yeah.
Yeah, I actually enjoy them working together.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, the Superman book's actually pretty good.
Superman and his son a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun to see Superman interact with his son and teach him how to use his powers.
Yeah.
Is this so? Because I remember there's a storyline with that I'm not sure it happened in Action Comics or in Superman that John Kent accidentally kills his own cat.
Yeah, that's it. That's in.
Yeah. That was so dark. Oh my god, that felt like. Cause I was like, oh my god, he did it by accident. It's like, how you kill your own cat by accident? By just learning how to use your powers. And it's like, I felt so bad for him because he was actually crying and like depressed.
He spends a lot of time crying, actually.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
And they're like making him save the world. It's full on.
Yeah, I was not expecting the book to be that dark.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's full on. And Superman like gets absorbed into whatever his name is at one point. And so it's
Oh yeah, he actually gets absorbed.
Yeah.
The new 52 Superman, like he becomes one person, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he fights Mixiplex, whatever that thing is, that the guy who has the reality powers.
Yeah.
That storyline was okay. I didn't like it too much because it felt like confusing for me. How they try to put the two continuities together, and it just felt like plot holes for me when I read it.
Yeah, a little bit.
I kind of wish they kept the two characters separate and not try to mesh them together, because it just leaves a hole. It opens the gates for more plot holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. And they go to like the moon, and Batman's got a bat cave up there.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That was pretty cool. And Lois Lane was in that issue, I remember.
Yeah, she jumps in a big bat.
Yeah, the bat suit. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
I did like that Lois Lane was fighting in that mech suit.
It's really cool. Yeah, and then at the end, Superman gets absorbed by the Eradicator, and so John has to get him back out by himself.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy, but it's pretty good. It's I'm interested to see where it goes from there. So I'll grab the next one, I think.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I just wish they were still writing Superman because Bendis, he's great. He does a good job writing Superman, but I just don't like the idea of him aging Jonathan Kent.
Yeah.
I still want Jonathan Kent to be a kid, and I kind of miss that.
Yeah.
The thing is, now that he's not a kid anymore, he doesn't have the relationship, like the friendship of with Damian anymore. It's like non-existent, and I always liked their friendship. Their friendship is pretty cool. It's one of the best aspects of the two characters.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've read any books that they interact with each other.
Not a whole lot yet, but
Yeah, you should check them out.
yeah.
Is there anything else?
No, that was all I got to read this week.
Okay.
But I did see the new Spider-Man as well.
Ah.
So I'm guessing we can talk about that a little bit more next week.
You talk about that next week because I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna see it on Tuesday.
Yeah, okay.
Because the movie theater is cheaper on Tuesdays where I live.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I'm gonna take advantage of that, and
I like it.
I got spoiled at work.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
with Spider-Man. Yeah, because one of the guys say that, did you see the Spider-Man movie? I said no, and he goes spoils it. I'm like, God damn it, don't do that.
That's dope.
So I know what happens at the after credit scene. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's J. Jonah Jameson.
yeah. That is probably the best part of the movie.
Oh god damn it. So he was telling the truth with that one. Oh well. I'll just deal with it. I hate when coworkers spoil things.
That, though, I kind of really hate.
Oh man.
I'd be interested to see your thoughts on that because I'm pretty mixed on the movie.
Yeah, so I guess I'm excited to talk about it with you next episode.
Yeah, sounds good. Alright, I guess that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So
Alright, we did it.
yeah, so hope everyone enjoyed this episode and I look forward to the next one. So
I like it.
have a good day. That's pretty much it.
God bless everyone.
Yeah.
See you later.
See you later.